I'll try this one more time. I'll try to get this video a little bit shorter. This is going to be one video lost among the YouTube world of videos talking about people, talking about videos, and on down the cycle. And since I got on the internet when it came around in the 90s, I've watched it grow into a beautiful place of where we can obtain information, education, knowledge, and we can work together to share the knowledge. And at the beginning it was a little bit chaotic. As far as trying to get real information, you weren't sure where to go. And it took a couple decades for things to ease on out. For example, there were many websites for information at the beginning. A good example I used is Arrowhead, which is like a drug and plant education website that people can go to and learn about dosages, methods, and it's there for basically for diminishing the dangers of these substances by educating people on them. But I've watched it grow from just this little nothing website to this great library of information that people can go to. Well, meanwhile, in the background there have been several different websites building their information, if you will, that not a lot of people talk about. And so I wanted to talk about archive.org for a minute. I know that many of you have probably heard of it, and a lot of you probably use it. This video will be for the few that haven't, or haven't discovered it yet, who are looking for information and wanting to educate themselves, especially on ancient history or old books. Because I'm the kind of person who, I love to have old books, and I want to have a library full of old books I can just, peruse, flip through, and feel the pages and look at them. But in today's world, there are a lot of people looking for this type of information, and it's just not cost effective to buy these books. And nobody's reprinting many of these books. So people like you and me have taken the time, people who know how important it is to preserve history, and they'll take a book and they will photocopy the entire thing, or laser copy, whatever method they use, depending on the rarity of the book, and they will digitize it and put it in the library. You can go to archive.org, you can select, say, alchemy or alchemical teachings or whatever you want, and you pop up with a whole list. If you type alchemical, you'll come up with alchemical symbols by Manly Hall. There's something like 68 volumes to this collection, and they're all in there, I believe. And it's old books and old clips that have been taken and actually copied and put and digitized as they are. Nobody's going to give you access to these old books to go flip through, and we don't have a library of Alexandria where we can all just go look at the collected information of the world, because much of the old stuff is omitted or was lost. So this is almost better. This is the new library of Alexandria, if you will. So many times through history we've lost our heritage and lost who we are because of, well, fanaticism. It's not just Christian, it's not just Islam, although those two have caused many problems. What was considered heresy, to go against God. So the Christians were able to, at least one was able to convince a whole bunch of his people that if they didn't burn the library, then they would be sinning, or that God would be unhappy with them. So fear of the unknown and fear of God is what's kept us in the dark. In other words, we're yearning so deeply to know where we're from and where we're going that men spend their entire lives searching for this. Yet if they find something that resonates with them that doesn't resonate with somebody else who believes something else, then they want to wipe that out. So I'm not going to go on and on about this, but here we are with the library at our fingertips of digital information. So if you're looking for any old books or any old info, or you just want to look at old paintings or sketches, anything like that, Archive has it. I mean, I compared it to Arrowhead. I could compare it to Dead Base. When we were a kid, you would take your cassette tapes down to the Third Eye, which is a head shop in Portland, and you would flip through their book, their Dead Base book, and it shows all the Grateful Dead concerts. And then you would give them a couple of tapes, and they would record it for you, and then you'd come pick them up down the road. And this is how we got our bootleg shows. And nowadays, there's Dead Bass online, and it's everything. You can just go to the Dead Archive and listen to every Grateful Dead show about ever made, and that to me is like, it's just an amazing breakthrough. And I'm making these, comparisons with Erowid and with these other, music, movies, all these different collections of stuff. And here sits quietly all these ancient books. I have a lot of research to do in my life. I go through the old books so I can learn more about myself and what others before me have thought of. And anyway, it's a long way of saying check out archive.org. It's pretty sweet. Talk to y'all later.